It feels like PUBG Mobile has just always been there on our phones, right? Like this global phenomenon that just appeared out of nowhere. But the real story, well, it's not some overnight success. It's a story about a lone modder, a super bold partnership, and a pivot that completely rewrote the rules for mobile gaming.
So how did it happen? How did one person's vision turn into this gaming empire that literally fits into billions of pockets around the world? Well, the answer doesn't start with a giant corporation. Nope. It starts with a single person and a single brilliant idea.
All right, so let's rewind. Our story kicks off like so many great ones do, which is one person and this spark of inspiration that would end up igniting a multi-billion-dollar industry. So that person, that's Brendan Greene, an Irish game designer who went by the handle Player Unknown. Now, long before there was a standalone game, it was just Greene passionately creating mods for other games, like Arma 2 and H1Z1. He was just in there, tinkering, experimenting, and basically building the foundation for everything that was about to come. The core idea that Greene was completely obsessed with was Battle Royale, and he actually lifted that concept straight from a cult classic Japanese film. The vision was simple but kind of brutal, a last man standing survival game. Now, other people had played with the idea, but Greene was absolutely determined to perfect it for the gaming world. Okay, but look, having a great concept is one thing, right? Actually turning a mod into a full-blown standalone game is a whole different beast. And this is where Greene's idea made the leap from just a passion project to an absolute PC phenomenon. So Greene's mods, they started getting noticed, big time. He was approached by the South Korean developer Bluehole, which would later form PUBG Corporation. They basically brought him on board to turn his vision into a reality. The game, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, launched in March 2017, and believe me, by the end of that year, it wasn't just a hit. We're talking a global sensation. But here's the thing you have to remember. This original PC version, the one that took the world by storm, was a paid game. You had to buy it to play it. And you gotta keep that in mind, because that one little detail, it's about to get completely flipped on its head. So with the PC game being this massive runaway success, the big question became, what's next? And the answer was to go where the players were, which was, of course, on their phones. And this is where a new, hugely important player enters the scene. PUBG Corporation partnered up with the Chinese tech behemoth Tencent, and they tasked one of their internal studios, Lightspeed and Quantum, with the absolutely monumental challenge of porting this really complex PC experience onto mobile devices. No small task. And this, right here, is probably the single most important strategic shift in the entire story. While the PC game was a pay title from PUBG Corp, the mobile version from Tencent was going to be completely free to play. This wasn't just a port of the game. It was a total reinvention of the business model itself, designed to absolutely conquer the global market. And boom, on March 19, 2018, just about a year after the PC launch, PUBG Mobile officially dropped on iOS and Android, and it was like opening the floodgates to hundreds of millions of new players all at once. Okay, so how did this happen? How did the mobile version somehow become an even bigger phenomenon than the original PC game that was already a massive hit? Let's break down the secrets to its incredible global success. It really came down to 4 master strokes. First, making it free. That just blew the doors open for everyone. The biggest barrier to entry was gone. Second, they optimized it brilliantly so it could run on a huge range of smartphones, not just the super expensive high-end ones. Third, they kept players totally hooked with a relentless stream of updates, new maps, new events, always something new. And finally, they were super smart and targeted these massive mobile-first markets like in India, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. It was just the perfect storm. So when you really look back at the whole thing, you realize this isn't the story of just one company. It's the story of a winning team, a truly perfect collaboration. Seriously, you can think of it just like a relay race. Brendan Greene kicked things off with that brilliant original concept. He passed the baton to PUBG Corporation, who then built the successful PC blueprint. They, in turn, passed it to Tencent, who took that blueprint, adopted it for mobile, and then just sprinted across the finish line to achieve this insane, unprecedented global scale. Every single handoff was absolutely crucial. And all of this leaves us with one last, really fascinating question. The journey of PUBG Mobile, from a single modder's idea to this global, free-to-play empire, is really a masterclass in evolution. So, what does this story really tell us about the power of global partnerships and the art of adaptation in the future of gaming? It shows that a great idea is just the start. How you adapt it for the world? Well, that's what truly turns a great game into a legend.